Hello, hello. 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 Hello, can we see me? Oh, the lighting is totally wrong. Let's fix that. Wonderful. Also, I'm backwards. This is not right. Technical difficulties. Who is that guy? That person is backwards. There we go. That's the me I recognize. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome. Let's see. Let's get the chat going. Hey, Charlie, welcome. Oh, wow. Hey, everybody. Hey, hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. I'm Will Awake, of course, and this is our vanilla survival. Oh, wait, is my camera's not showing up? Okay, no, the camera's showing up. All right. We're looking good. We're looking good. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bedrock Edition Vanilla Survival Realm. That's not usually the way I say it, is it? I usually say, welcome back to the Vanilla Survival Bedrock Edition Realm. Here we are. Here we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello. We do have two live streams going right now. If you're in the vertical and you'd rather be in the horizontal, check the channel. Check the live tab on the channel. Also vice versa. If you're in the horizontal and you'd rather be in vertical, check the live tab. It's there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Salutations. Hey, Callie, welcome. Been a while since you joined the stream. Yeah, welcome, Charlie. It's good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. We do have two streams going. We do have two chats going. Unfortunately, this is the way that we have to deal with it for now until YouTube lets me do both merged. We'll get there someday, hopefully. But for now, here we are. This music is a little too dramatic. All right, let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hey, you should build a prison for certain mobs. Interesting. Okay. First stream, welcome. Glad you could join. Welcome to the stream. No, not a ton of huge plans today. There's some stuff I want to get done, some stuff I want to do, but we're mostly just hanging out. How's everybody doing? What day is it? Wednesday? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I want to move the chat slightly closer here so I can see it without having to turn my head quite so far. Wonderful, wonderful. Hello. Hey, Ironic Fox. Welcome. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the world. Here we are. We're in kind of an undeveloped, somewhat uninteresting part of it, but this view is kind of nice. The ship looks pretty majestic in the background there. I have ambitions for this area. I want to make this like a battle where, you know, they're firing cannons at us over here and we're maybe trying to launch, maybe we got a trebuchet. Anybody know anything about trebuchets? Born Again 2 premiere and brand new day trailer within a week. We've never been more back. That is so true. That's so true, man. Time really flies. It feels like we were just talking about the first season of Born Again. I'm excited for that. Is it out already? I guess oh yeah, I saw that there was a trailer. I haven't watched it. I've been trying to avoid trailers. Trailers give away too much these days. Same with Brand New Day. I probably will watch that trailer though. I haven't watched it yet. Pretty out interesting, he says with the giant bow behind him. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. All right. A couple of the silly YouTuber things to get out of the way first. The business. We have a super chat goal for the stream. One super chat and I will go to a haunted house. Okay. So keep that in mind. It's an option. Next Tuesday. Nice. And then the other thing worth mentioning is I went ahead and I created a membership option, which no one, absolutely nobody should feel even remotely obligated to even consider. But I'm thinking I will put new long form videos up like a day early there. So if you're an obsessive Will Awake fan, you might enjoy that. I also will make sure to reply to comments from members and stuff, you know, first. or make sure I get to them, that kind of stuff. And there's like fun emojis. I don't know. I'll probably do a lot more with it. I picked like the lowest possible price and tier and everything that you could possibly do just because I thought it'd be kind of fun. But obviously, literally no obligation whatsoever. Don't worry about it. There's not going to be exclusive live streams or anything yet. Probably won't do that for quite a while, if ever. So don't worry about it. We're all gonna become Lil Wills. Lil Wills! Yeah, that's another good question is, what is this community called? Welcome, welcome. Hey, welcome everybody. All right, with that business out of the way, let's get to the fun stuff. I guess a couple other things. There are a couple more. I've been making some videos. I put out, I guess I haven't put out a video this month yet, maybe, but I don't know. I put out a video like 2 weeks ago. It's another redstone tutorial. If you're interested in that kind of thing, check it out. It's on a shulker box unloader. Another one where there was like a short that got a lot of attention. So I figured might as well make a tutorial for it. But I had a lot of fun with it. So check it out. I don't have an on-screen graphic for it, but go to the channel and see it. You'll find it there. And then of course there's the spider cave video from a month or so ago. Check that one out as well. And I've got a bunch of stuff in the lab that I'm cooking up. So hopefully another video coming pretty soon. I do have a few ideas. I haven't been doing a ton in here. I've been doing a little bit of like chores and stuff. Not a ton of building in this realm. I will say I have been doing some building in a creative world just for fun and to kind of build my building skills a little bit. And maybe if you all are lucky, I'll show some of that stuff off at some point. So can we be called the Williams? Certified community Discord when? Honestly, it's a great idea. I know that that's what people do. I like don't really know how to use Discord very much or very well, but I'll probably do something like that at some point. The guy commenting, "Who cares, nerd?" on the redstone short is getting absolutely flamed. Yeah, the power and the maybe dangerous power of the pin of shame. Every once in a while, there's a comment that just like genuinely makes me laugh out loud because it's just so needlessly aggressive. And I do like to pin those ones occasionally, but don't get any ideas. This is not an invitation for obnoxious comments. And if I start getting too many, you know, I will just ban you. So don't worry about it. Yeah, the membership is very, very cheap. It's very cheap. It was the cheapest one that they had. How many totems do you have? I have a lot of totems. You want to see how many totems I have? Hey, Hector. For anyone who's just joining, we have 2 streams going right now. There's the vertical for the people on their phones, and there's the horizontal for people on computer or whatever. So if you're in one and you'd rather be in the other, check the channel page, check the live tab. You should be able to find the right one if you click it. They're not really easily demarcated on there, but hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. And yes, there are 2 separate chats. So if it sounds like I'm responding to somebody and you don't see that person in the chat, it's probably just something from the other chat. Yeah. I don't know why. It might have to do with like what currency it is. Hey, if you're horizontal on a phone and you're happy about it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have to spend a little bit more time trying to set the vertical up with like some more effects and stuff. Like in the horizontal, I can like, you know, pop over to the waiting screen or whatever. I can't really do any of that in the vertical. So I have to get all my buttons working correctly. Oh, right. How many totems do I have is the question. Here are my 9 nearly full shulker boxes of totems. That is too many. Hey, Charlie! Welcome. Welcome to the Awakened. You are officially the first member. Congratulations. That is very special. Look at that little badge next to your name. Charlie is one of the OG live stream joiners. Hey! I see little fanfare stuff popping up. I don't know who's doing that, but hooray! Hooray! All right, so what are we gonna do today? What are we gonna do? Well, there's a couple things. So I have been working on my next box. If you have joined the streams before, you've probably heard me talk about this plenty of times, but I have all these. Where are they all? Did I leave them somewhere? Oh, I think I know where I left them. Callie, seriously, literally don't worry about it at all. Like, I do not need your money. Callie is the real day one. From when I was streaming to nobody but Callie for like a year. Can you make one of the tutorials of the AND gate for the adjoining hotel room? Oh yeah, the adjoining hotel room doors. That would be a good one to do. That'd be a good one to do. It's a relatively simple mechanism, and I think I do have a short where I show it off a little bit, but yeah, it'd be good to maybe do a quick little video where I walk through that and explain it. Could be fun. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Cool. So I have these boxes that I've been working on. You know, you've all seen the spaceship. If you haven't, you'll see it eventually. Also, things moved in here. I don't know what's going on. All right. So I've been working on these boxes for all my different materials. Some of them are out somewhere right now, but the one that I've been working on next is this one, which, because I am extremely cool, I've decided to call the alchemy box. So the alchemy box is obviously all of our potion ingredients, and I have been slowly but surely working on getting all of the required materials to actually fill this thing up. And if you haven't seen me do one of these before, in order to actually stock the spaceship storage system, I need like 5 stacks of every item. It's not super efficient in terms of how many items you need to fill it, but the coolness of that system makes up for it in my mind. So I do need like 5 stacks of like every single one of these items, which means there are some things that I'm going to need to make farms for that we don't have yet. We don't have farms for at all. Earthquake check? Did you just feel an earthquake or something? All right. So I don't think I've ever felt an earthquake in my life, if I'm being honest. This is a placeholder. I don't have a single turtle shell to my name. I have a confession to make. I've never, ever tried to breed turtles in this game. I don't know how to do turtles. So maybe we'll have to try to figure out that today, but I have no clue how you make an efficient turtle farm. And anything mob related is a little bit stressful to me, but we can see. Maybe there's something here that could be relatively easy to get. Something that I have been trying to get is golden apples, because I'm like, oh, okay, I have plenty of gold. This won't be too hard, probably. But man, apples take 1,000,000 years to get. It's driving me nuts. And so I have been in Hybris's very unfinished giant hole here. I have been growing some dark oak trees to get apples, because apparently you can get apples from both normal oak and dark oak trees. And for some reason, I thought it would be fun to try to do dark oak ones. I don't really know why. I just started doing it. But so far I have 21 apples. But I discovered something fascinating. Can you trade for apples? Wait, can you trade for apples? You're disappointed that I've never messed with turtles? Yeah, well, we're gonna have to figure it out. I love turtles. I had pet turtles when I was growing up. Okay, can you trade? If you could trade for apples, that would actually be That would change everything. Oh, you can. 4 apples for 1 emerald from a farmer. Wait, do I have any of those? That I should have scrolled down slightly in this wiki article before fully giving up. You can trade apples. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Before we do that, there's something that I need to share with you all because this blew my mind. So, certainly not claiming to have discovered this, but I came across something pretty crazy, which is if I grow a tree here, I made this little water elevator just so I can quickly get up to the top of my trees. Very basic, very simple. And I've been using just a, fortune, what are these things called? Hoes. I've been using a fortune hoe to break all the leaves on these trees to try and get apples. Now I realize that this is not efficient. But here's the thing. Because I dug out this giant hole in this area, I have a haste beacon going. And did any of you know this? Apparently, in Bedrock Edition, haste works for logs with an axe. Look at this. I'm insta chopping wood right now. Did you know this was a thing? My mind was blown. My mind was totally blown by this. Moshe, please don't take this away from us. Honestly, give it to Java Edition. Give this to Java Edition too. This is amazing. Did anybody know this? I literally have played Bedrock Edition for like 6.5 years. I never knew that you could use haste to insta-mine logs. It's not a thing in Java. Right, oh, if I won the lottery, nobody would know what there besides. Rare Bedrock W is right. Isn't that crazy? You need more subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Frankly, I'm very happy with my subscriber growth. The fact that I have already over 11,000 subscribers. A year ago, I had like 100, if that many. So it turns out if you put out a short every day, your subscribers grow. Played for years, but still have no idea how to get redstone working well. Best I've got in me is automated sugarcane. Honestly, automated sugarcane is a great starting place. Anyway, my mind was blown by that wood thing. I literally had no idea. I've been chopping wood so slowly for years. I hope they don't like patch that out and like get rid of it because it seems like a great thing, and I wish that they would give it to Java too, right? Not enough, more. True. I mean, sure. I wouldn't complain. All right, I gotta see if I have any farmer villagers. I literally might not have any farmers, which would be sad, but I wouldn't be shocked. Because my villager trading hall is like pretty specific to just books. Let's check it out. I don't really know what I have. That could be a good reason to try to get my villager breeder working. Because like, I think it works in theory, but it's kind of broken. Or at least I don't have like a great way to give them jobs and stuff. Charlie, let's start a cult. The Awakened. You have 11K, but you deserve 1 million subs. Thank you so much for saying. All right, let's check it out. Let's go to the villager trading hall, which is not this way. It's this way, actually. Yes, this looks like a gallows. Don't judge me. This used to be the place where I could zombify and heal my villagers. because in Bedrock, you used to just be able to like do it to one of them, and then all of them in a giant radius would have all of their trade prices reduced, but then they patched that out, sadly. Willow Wake's arch enemy, Bill asleep. That's really good. All right, let's go down here. And do I have a single farmer to my name? Hey, that's a farmer. Oh, do you guys sell apples? Please. I can't believe I've been chopping leaves. I've been chopping leaves for apples this whole time. I can't believe it. I had villagers who would trade me apples. Do I have any emeralds? I have so many emeralds. Okay, wow. Okay, all right. Well, we're going to get the golden apples done. I can't believe I was chopping leaves for like... It's a 1 in 120 chance with Fortune 3 that you get a single apple from a stupid leaf. So you can imagine I was chopping leaves for a while just to get 21 apples or whatever. And meanwhile, I could have just been buying them. I literally never remember that villagers trade for anything other than books. Like, other than like glass and books and maybe like... I guess I used to buy redstone from them, but now with like Witch Farm, I don't even need that. Like bottles of enchanting, maybe. Perfectly fine. I've grinded so many things before finding out villagers to trade it for them. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. All right, how many can I buy at a time? 20. Are you kidding me? I already have more apples than it. Okay, at least, okay, so this guy doesn't sell apples. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit less dumb. But also, it just makes me mostly relieved that one of my guys does. Okay, yeah, that's my one farmer who sells apples. Perfect. All right, well, we'll just stop by and get some apples every once in a while. I guess I'll sleep and buy some more right now, and then we can... Oh, yeah, this is... My villagers do not get to see the sun, but to simulate that, we have these redstone lamps in the ceiling, and as the sun starts to set, we get a simulated sundown as the lights decrease towards the center of the room here. So that's the closest that these guys get to seeing the light of day. This is entirely ethical. They love it here. They love it. All right, let's buy some more apples. As you can see, now that it's daytime, the sun is back up to full levels here. All right, there we go. I already have so many apples. It's amazing. All right, well, I got to keep that in mind, that there's that some of these potion ingredients I can just buy from villagers, because I had not been thinking about that at all. Okay, so I guess, yeah, we're working on our golden apples. And I might as well make them. This is all just random junk that I can throw into my shulker, my bulk shulker unloader. Check the tutorial on the channel for a for a redstone tutorial of how to build one of these. And I already have almost a stack of apples. That's amazing. Plenty of gold. All right, I don't know. I don't actually know how to make these. Okay, yeah, it's gold ingots. It's a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold to make gold apples. But I got plenty. I got plenty. I'll keep my emeralds so I can go back and buy more apples later. But great. So we're making progress on one of these. So what else we have here? So glistering melon. Okay. I have another confession to make. I've never made a melon farm. I've never, in my entire Minecraft history, I've never made a melon farm. Oops. I think it's the same as pumpkins though, right? So if I actually have a 2-layer pumpkin farm in the industrial area. Maybe I can just swap out one of the layers for melons and get both. How do melons work? What are melons? I have a little tiny, not automated melon thing over here. Okay, yeah, I do have I guess technically, if you count this, I have made a melon farm. This is my melon farm. You may be small, but holy moly is some of the redstone stuff here, Hermitcraft quality. I've been amazed with these for a while. Thanks, guy. I really appreciate it. It is, you know, I have a lot of fun. And I'm so inspired by the hermits. Like, I watch so much Hermitcraft. I appreciate you saying that. And I appreciate that you've been with me for so long, honestly. All right, let's, do I get seeds from this? How do you get seeds? How do I not know anything about melons? Okay, I'm gonna replant. Oh wait, is this a melon stem? I can't believe I don't know anything about this. This is embarrassing. I was so proud of my secret base in a server I'm in, but it's just a simple hidden door. Hey, hidden doors are awesome. That's how I started making redstone too. Someday, maybe as like a, I don't know, some kind of special milestone, I'll have to like bust out Java Edition and a very old backup of my first Java Edition creative world, which unfortunately is like an early backup and like was not everything that I did in that world. You know, if you've seen the we're moving to space video, I spend a while lamenting the fact that I lost a world in a computer transfer. But I do have, and I have like a very old very partial backup of that world. So maybe someday we can check it out. But all I did in that world was just like build, it was like big room. And then somewhere in that room was a secret door that would lead into another big room that would have another secret door somewhere. Yeah, as long as it works, exactly. Favorite hermit? B-dubs. Gotta be B-dubs. The things that B-dubs does, I think part of it is also that like I'm kind of on my trying to get better at building arc. I feel there's a lot of hubris to even make this comparison, but I feel a little bit like I'm in a similar creative journey that like Mumbo is on, where Mumbo was the first hermit I watched, and all of the redstone stuff that I do, a lot of that was really inspired by what I saw Mumbo do. And Mumbo is like peak, so peak, obviously. And so it's really exciting to see Mumbo like start to really branch out and do a lot of building stuff for the past couple seasons. And I think he has been inspired a lot by like B-dubs and Scar, and I'm extremely inspired by B-dubs. The whole idea of like just trying to paint a picture, and this is like one of the quote unquote best ones I have in this world, which is not even close to done. But like this is a picture that I'm trying to make, and so much of that is inspired by B-dubs, because B-dub, the stuff that he does with vanilla Minecraft especially, is just like so mind blowing. And like he does it on a scale that feels remotely achievable to me versus someone like Scar, who is such a just like beast in terms of building and terraforming and putting in the time and just like fully transforming the landscape into just whatever he wants it to be. Like that blows my mind. And I don't see myself ever getting to that level. What I really like to do is try to just incorporate stuff into the vanilla landscape. And I think B-dubs treads that line in a way that is closer to my aesthetic. But so like the industrial area, for instance, is probably the area of this world that is most like directly inspired by B-dubs build style. The kind of, I don't want to say messy, because it's like there's so much intentionality to it, but like trying to paint a little bit more than just like building with specific materials, especially on like this scale, you know. I feel like different favorite hermits apply to different play styles. Yeah, I agree. And I also like, you know, the tier, like for me, favorite hermit it's like almost a tier. Like, yes, B-dubs is maybe the one I would consider my favorite at the moment, but like Mumbo is certainly among my favorite hermits. Scar is certainly among my favorite hermits, you know. I watch Grian, Mumbo, and Scar of the Hermits. Those are great ones to watch. Great ones to watch. I definitely recommend B-dubs if you're interested in building. Also, his videos are just super entertaining, and like I think he's very, very funny. Good answer. I'm glad you think so. How many withers did you defeat? I used to have a way to kill withers in the end underneath the portal, but then it stopped working in Bedrock Edition. And I have not found, I know there are ways, but I haven't like done the research to find another reliable wither killer. Because I hate fighting the, like, I don't like leaving it to chance, you know. My main thing in Minecraft has always been building, but I just make cozy builds. My base in the server that I mentioned is at the entrance of a giant cave that is built into the stone and glass floor. Nice. Yeah, it sounds cool. I think like coziness is important. Like whatever feels nice and wherever you like to enjoy spending your time, that goes a really long way. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to retrofit this pumpkin farm, which is probably quite full. Yeah, okay, this thing is very full of pumpkins. Great. Let's retrofit this thing to do melons too. I've seen one that uses a very specific part of the bedrock layer to keep it stuck. Yeah, I think I saw a video about that too. And I like tried to do it and it didn't work and it was chaos. And then I gave up and didn't try again. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll just leave the bottom one as pumpkins. And okay, I have a couple things I need to do here. Because right now we have one unified output line for pumpkins from both layers. And we have a unified on-off switch for both layers. And I think we might as well just separate these a little bit, right? So that we can have the pumpkin farm on if we want, and the melon farm on if we want. This should be super easy. So the only thing, let's get our tools. Let's get our tools out. We're going to need some redstone for sure, and we're going to need some like cobblestone and stuff because I always use that for building for some reason, even though it's stupid. Okay, so let's change this so that we have like an on-off switch for pumpkins that's like over here next to the pumpkin thing. How are we going to do this? Redstone on stream is always a risk. Yeah, the wither dash attack sucks and causes lag. Wither farming under the ender portal has been standard for a while now, but I'd love to see the original approach go horribly wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's possible to do the end portal thing in Bedrock anymore. I feel like for some reason it doesn't work the way it used to. I know in Java that's how they do it still. Yeah, there's some way to do it like all the way down at the Bedrock layer in the overworld. But you have to find like the exact correct configuration of Bedrock. It's a whole thing. All right, let's just do this. We'll get out like a lever. We'll get out some torches and stuff, and we'll just make this happen and not overthink it. Okay, so this will be our output line since we already have a torch tower going all the way up here. This will be our output line for the top thing. We'll just break that. Let me get some scaffolding. Okay, so this now only controls the top, and then we'll do a similar thing. Get another redstone lamp, I guess. Oh, right. Redstone lamps are not in my redstone box, which is a little bit inconvenient at times, but they're in my light sources box. So we'll do that there, and we'll do this here. And I'm going to break something. How do I want to do this? I guess I'll have chests like there. I'm overthinking it. That's a lot of pumpkins. I should have known that was going to happen. I did know that was going to happen. Okay, that wasn't too bad. So many pumpkins. Okay, so we'll have a chest there. That'll be for pumpkins. We'll have a chest here. That'll be for melons, and so it'll be clear that the light is above the chest that represents the thing. And then for this, we can get rid of this whole line that comes down here. We don't need that anymore. And more pumpkins. And then I think we can just change these two hoppers. Oh my gosh, so many pumpkins. We can change this to do that, and then this one to do something like that. This is so many pumpkins. I really don't need this many pumpkins. The reason I even needed pumpkins at all was just to get jack-o'-lanterns for my light sources box. Ah, Bedrock, the problem child. You know, Bedrock has unique challenges, which I find kind of interesting. Okay, so we have the pumpkins going into here again. Great. And then we just need a hopper line that comes down here into this for our melons. I should have probably replaced the melons so that we could have been farming some melons this whole time, but that's okay. We'll do chest there. We'll get some scaffolding. We'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do this. Nope. We'll do that. And then all we need to do is adjust some of these hoppers. This is annoying. They're really all kind of pointing the wrong way, aren't they? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. All right, we'll do hopper like that, hopper like this, and then they all have to go into a single hopper line anyway, so this should be fine. Worst case, like, I guess it would be possible that we could have some melons that aren't getting picked up or something. I'm not too worried about that. It would only happen once this thing is full, so it should be fine. So let's put an on-off switch for the pumpkins here. And we can do that just with a lever like that. And then we'll just do a torch here. Not there. A torch here and this thing like that. And then... let's see. This is on right now. So we want... like... torch here. Repeater here. Something like this, and there's that repeater that we had earlier. And now this is all right, I think. So if we're like this, both farms should be on, perfect. If we turn the pumpkin farm off, all of these pistons extend, which is exactly what we want. If we turn the melon farm off, all those pistons extend, which is exactly what we want. Now we just have to swap out our pumpkin stems for melon seeds. Do I have enough of them? Maybe not. Every time a Java player comes over to fight a Bedrock... oh, a Bedrock Wither. They always talk about it like it's Satan. Yeah, I've heard that the Wither's like way harder in Bedrock Edition. I find that interesting. I have no idea what's going on. It's like watching someone explain quantum physics. All right, so now we just replace all of these, and I'm going to get my head squished every single time I break one of these stems. Ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, out. All right. Oh no, where's my hoe? Where's my hoe? No, I need my hoe. Everything's decaying. Where's my, where's, I have 2 netherite hoes to choose from. All right, can I fly right in? Do we think I'm going to be able to fly right in perfectly on my first try? Oh, that was very satisfying. Okay, now I got to make sure I'm using the right kind of seeds. We want melon seeds here. Ow. Ow. Oh. This is definitely the most efficient way to do this. Oh no, now I'm running out. Seriously? I'm missing one. I'm missing one seed. This will not stand. Where do I find a melon? Welcome to Dude Perfect. Yo, welcome, Z-Man. Okay, good. There's more melons down here. All right, we'll get another melon from our original, not very automated melon farm. And we'll put that last seed in, and then I'll just have to stand here for a while and get some melons eventually. But I'm not going to do that on stream, because that would be boring. Okay, so one more seed. There it is. All right, these should all be melons now. It's going to take a while for them to grow. Can you bone meal the stems? Anybody know? I mean, I'll just give it a try. I feel like you can't, but maybe you can. Oh, you can. Nice. Okay. All right, here we go. We're replacing our pumpkin layer in this 2-layer pumpkin farm with melons because I have plenty of pumpkins and I don't have any melons, and I've never needed to farm melons before in my life, but I need glistering melon in large quantities. So that's what we did. Wonderful. So this should be good now. And with any luck, we'll see, you know, a melon come in eventually. Do we think we can see it happen before our eyes? I'm not sure. Not sure. Stems to full growth, but not meal for the goods. Yeah, right. And I think it's probably like several minutes, right? All right, plenty of pumpkins. The pumpkin one is off. We've now got independent controls, so we can turn the melon part off or turn it on. We can turn the pumpkin part on, but I'll leave that off because we got plenty of pumpkins. Cool. That worked quite well and was not too challenging. Let's put all this junk back in here. Cool, cool, cool. And then I'm going to go buy some more apples. All right. My bed goes in here as well. Wonderful. Wonderful, beautiful. Nice little project done there, and I'll start pulling in some melons pretty soon, hopefully. Hey! Oh, it crushes them. I guess that makes sense. Right, with pumpkins, you get the full pumpkin. But with melons, because you would need silk touch, I guess, you just get the melon slices. That seems fine. I mean, what I want are melon slices anyway. Can you... How do you get... Is the only way to get full melons to silk touch them? I guess so. That's fine. I don't need full melons for anything. All right, let's go buy some apples. We'll take a little bit of a scenic route here. Hey, how you doing, Watcher? Ow. My Watchers, you know, they're so good at protecting the realm. They get a little excited sometimes, even when I, the person they're trying to protect, come over. All right, let's get some more apples. I'll have to sleep, but that's fine. You can see, because it's nighttime, the lights are fully off in here. Still quite bright, though. It might be challenging for those guys to get sleep, especially because they can't actually reach any beds. But that's okay. Who needs sleep when you can sell me goods? $20 more apples. So easy. I probably could have just been buying melons this whole time too, right? They sell literally glistering. It was more fun to build a melon farm. Okay. New task. First thing, check and see if villagers sell it. That's pretty funny. I really don't mind though. I'm happy to have a melon farm. I've never had a melon farm before. And let's get some gold to coat these apples while we're here. I get so confused when I see people in Java Edition like having to press so many buttons just to craft stuff, when in Bedrock you can just like right click from the recipe book to just like craft a bunch. I don't know why people don't do that. Maybe you can't do it in Java. I don't know. I'm spoiled by weird Bedrock quirks. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer. I don't think I have melon or golden apples here yet. So this is basically what we're trying to do. We're trying to get 5 full stacks of all the things in this box, except for this is supposed to be turtle shells. Oh man, the turtles. Okay, let me see. Can you get turtle shells from villagers? Turtle shell. Obtaining. You can craft it from a turtle scute. How do you obtain a turtle scute? What? When a baby turtle grows into an adult turtle, it drops a single scute. And it's 5 scutes to make a shell, which means I need 5 times 5, 25 stacks of turtle scutes, which means I'm going to need to breed. That's insane. That's insane. That's crazy. 40,000 turtles? No way. There's no way that I need 40,000 turtles. No, my math is wrong. It's just 5 times 5 times 64, right? Which is not nearly that high. 1,600. 1,600 turtles is still a lot. Hey, Josh, welcome. Terrible rates. It's notoriously annoying to farm scutes in Bedrock. I don't know. How do you pronounce it? Scute? Scoot? Scute? Scute?
Scute.
Scute. Okay, scute. So just 16, at least it's not 40,000. I guess 1,600 is better than my bad math. Are those item frames just on the wall with no, oh yeah. So these are item frames. I have a resource pack that makes all item frames invisible in this world. It's the JEBR Gaming Invisible Item Frames Resource Pack, which you can find on MCPEDL, which is the Bedrock, the nice Bedrock Edition resource pack site. That is also where I got my Invisible Armor Stands resource pack, just basic resource packs, but here's the same thing. This is an invisible armor stand that is holding a pickaxe into the wall. That one is by, I want to give proper credit for this, the one that I use is the Diamond Gamer Ash Invisible Armor Stands Resource Pack. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's, yeah, cute skute. I'm going to Java realm and use data packs for some things. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's much more limited what you can do in Bedrock Edition, especially with achievements on and cheats off and stuff. So for me, it was like, I'd rather be able to just have, honestly, these are kind of the worst example. Like, I'd rather be able to have items just like chilling on the floor than have the item frame texture specifically. And I'll show you an example of that. Yeah, so right, like, it's nice to just be able to have like items on the ground. I feel like that adds a lot of detail potential. And it's like more valuable than having that item frame resource or that item frame texture really ever is for me. And if I ever want like an actual little frame, now that we have glow item frames, that one I left alone. Anyway, I don't need to be in here again. It's a great site. You should try out Bud's bulk item transfer resource pack. It's equivalent to Java's shift click. Oh man. I really might have to try that. Because not being able to instantly transfer all the items like that is something I'm extremely jealous of. What's your favorite farm in Bedrock? I'm not too familiar with what farms actually work on Bedrock, given you're a Java man of 10 years. Yeah. I know that one of the things that Java, or that we do in Bedrock that's a little bit different, because in Bedrock Edition, you can't build on top of the nether roof. So like super high efficient gold farms and stuff, or high efficiency gold farms in the nether roof and things along those lines are not possible. So my gold farm is this kind, which I assume this is a mechanic that's possible in Java as well, but in Bedrock, it's like the best one, which is having flickering. Oh, it's not going to work because I have fire tick off at the moment. Let me turn that on real quick. Or true. So we turn fire tick on, then the flickering portals technique gets us a bunch of zombified piglins, and that's kind of the best way that I know of in Bedrock Edition. And this isn't necessarily the most efficient like shape of farm or anything along those lines. I just kind of winged this. But breaking and relighting nether portals is, I think, the best way to get gold in Bedrock. It's obviously achievement friendly. Great. That's great to know. I will look into that for sure. Bud's bulk item transfer research pack. Sweet. Flickering nether portals, yeah. Someone says, love your channel. Post more videos if possible, please. I have some videos that I'm working on right now. It takes me a long time to edit them because I'm a perfectionist. But I have one that'll probably come in the next couple of weeks, let's say. And I have another one. I have a few. I have a few in the chamber. The thing is, just like in Minecraft, where I'm constantly jumping from project to project, I do the same with my videos. But every once in a while, I got to just sit down and actually finish one and get it out. But my goal for this year is to put out a video a month, or at least 12 videos so that it averages out to a video a month. And so far, I've done 2. So I'm only 18 days behind schedule. Was stream only on YouTube? Yeah, I used to stream on Twitch as well. But I have, at this point, now that I do both horizontal and vertical on YouTube, I've switched to YouTube only. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to unify those chats soon too. Hello, hello. Flickering portals. Oh, does flickering portals not work in Java? I actually wasn't sure. That's interesting. I'm sure it's, this is still not as efficient as like some crazy farm that you could do on the nether roof though. Another one of my favorite hermits is Doc. And if you haven't seen the gold farm that he did last season, which I think was the thing that kind of innovated the like minecart roller coaster technique for getting mobs out of the like population cap really quickly. That was crazy. And you may have seen that Tango and Tango, I think, or Tango and Impulse maybe? I don't know. Tango and one of the other hermits, I believe, did the same thing this season of Hermitcraft for wither skeletons. It's very cool. It's very cool to see all these mobs going in roller coasters. It's pretty cool. If you use snow golems shooting a name tag, okay. If you use snow golems shooting a name tag piglin, the portal piglins will aggro to the snow golems. You can use that mechanic to funnel them into your trident killer. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm doing this super naively right now with wither roses. So I'm not even getting looting. And frankly, like I have plenty of gold. I'm not like hurting for gold at all, but that's a cool idea. Yeah, to get them into a trident killer would be nice. There's not like a ton in here right now, but a lot of it's in my storage system. First time tuning into the stream. Appreciate your perfectionism. Thanks for the shulker unloader tutorial. Yeah, my pleasure. I was happy to put that out. Added to your copper golem system last week, and it's probably the most satisfying thing ever. That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that you're excited about it. Thanks, Epic Zero. Yeah, I'll take a look, and if not, we'll figure something out. Hey! I'm gonna take a stab at your name here, Mom as Smart Gaming. Hello. First video I ever watched was the hotel room one. Love your vids already. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Tango and Impulse. Thanks, Roberto. Appreciate that. You just use a nether root farm in a soul sand biome with massive magma block platform. Turtle eggs leading to a drop, yeah. All right, let's see if we've gotten any melons while I was in here. I might not have been close enough. All right, let's see what else we might be able to farm. Actually, I'm going to buy some more apples too while I'm here. I think I'll have to sleep. Yes. Can I ask you for questions? Ask away. Ask away. All right, let's get some more apples. I'm going to have these apples in no time. I can't believe I spent like such a stupid amount. I mean, it was probably only like an hour, maybe 2 hours. Just trying to get stupid apples from trees. I could have just been buying them the whole time. Wonderful, wonderful. Can you do villager trade halls on Bedrock and breeding villagers? Yeah, definitely. The village mechanics are a little bit different. As far as I understand it, like what constitutes a village is slightly different, but we definitely do have our villager trading hall here, which is admittedly kind of 2019 style one wide slices for the villagers. If I were redoing this today, I would probably try to make it a little bit more of a I don't know, little village for them or something. I think I found it. I think I found this bulk item transfer thing. Yeah, I see a couple links to this. Also, I got a link to budlight.com. That's ridiculous. So yeah, this is a great breadcrumb. Thank you. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Let's see. So we've got a couple things cooking here. We've got melons in the works. We've got apples that I'll just keep trading for. Pufferfish. I think fishing is probably the way, right? How do we get pufferfish? The thing is, yeah, I don't want the actual fish. I want the item. Okay, so we can... Fishing. 11% chance to get a pufferfish. Now, this is going to be one of those things probably where if I have like a good fishing rod, it might be more likely. Oh, no, it's the same. No matter what, it's... Oh, actually, without luck of the sea, it's an 11.1% chance. And with any luck of the sea, it's an 11.0% chance. That's silly. But I do have a little fishing zone. We could take a look at it. How do I get there? This way. On average, how many hours a week do you play Minecraft? Because I work a full-time job and then come home and play like maybe 2 hours a day on my server. Yeah, it varies a lot. It varies a lot. It varies with my obsession level at the moment. I also have a full-time job, so I don't get as much time to play as the people who do this full-time would, obviously. But depending on how sleep-deprived I'm willing to make myself that week, it can vary a lot. Recently, I have not been playing a ton, or at least not so much in this world. I mentioned this at the start of the stream, but I've been playing around a little bit in a creative world just to try and hone my building skills a little bit. And I may show some of that stuff off at some point, but it'll probably be in a video. Thanks for joining, Tyler. Really appreciate it. Just started building, Loopy says, just started building my own version of your storage system. Thank you for the inspiration. How did you do your really compact multi-item chest? I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to. Oh, I think I know what you mean, actually. Do you have a librarian selling mending? Yeah, I definitely have mending. Why no helmet? Just because I want people to be able to see my beautiful face. Why are the least functional redstone builds you have, or what are the least functional redstone builds you have in this world? Not as in they don't work, but as in they exist for beauty, not function. That's a great idea. Great question. Let me think about that for a second. I want to address Loopy's question, which is a little bit tricky to show because unfortunately, like the redstone for this system is so messy. But I assume you're talking about this right here, right? I have these two chests, this crafted items and this natural items chest. And these chests are both multi-item sorter chests. And I can maybe try to show it. This is going to be a nightmare, but here, let's take a look. Let's see if we can even pretend to get back there. It's down here, it's up here. Okay, it's over here and you really can't see it at all. So I don't think this is going to be super useful. I do have you know what? Let's pop over to my creative sandbox, which is not the world that I was talking about, but I have a redstone testing world where I do stuff. Hopefully none of my world names here are embarrassing or anything. Don't think so. Okay, here we are in my Redstone testing world. Redstone / build testing / whatever I want it to be at any given moment. Okay. And somewhere here, probably towards the center, I have the prototype of exactly the thing that Loopy was asking about. Hi, my sup. Or should I say hi my sup? I think it's this. No, this was, yeah, so this was where I was starting to test all of this stuff. My original storage system, it's so funny. This is like, this little zone must be where I started this testing world, and I've just been spreading out with all these contraptions ever since. But here is kind of up an early prototype. I think this was for the storage silos, which are on this side. And so this must be, yeah, this is the multi-item sorter. So yeah, there was a lot going on here, because what I wanted to do was have both 2 stacked layers of single item filters, and then have the items go through all of those first, and then go over here into this system where there's like an unstackable item sorter, and then the 2 multi-item sorters, and then an overflow chest. And so this is it. It's not going to be super easy to see how it works probably, but I can show it in action at least, so you can get the general principle. It makes use of the I don't know what you call it, the like trickle method of multi-item sorting, where you have to have every slot filled, and each hopper is locked in such a way, in like an alternating fashion, where it tries to push items into the chest in front of them first before the hopper below it can pick it up. And so if I dump all these items in here, we'll see it'll activate these torches here eventually. And you can see these repeaters are going back and forth at like a perfectly timed interval, which is locking and unlocking these hoppers perfectly. It's honestly a pretty tricky thing to explain. I have another version of the same concept somewhere in here, if I can find it, which is maybe easier to see and understand. Am I going to be able to find it? Yeah, it's over here. Cool. I have a lot of like random prototype storage system things, because I've tried a lot. I've like tried to come up with a lot of cool ways to make storage systems. So here's like another idea I had, where you have like a bunch of bulk stuff over here, and then you have like a wall of shulker boxes, and these are all multi-item sorters. And the idea behind this is it's the same concept, where if I put some items in here, and I guess the way I should do that is by just doing it. So if I put stuff in here, you'll start to see these torches flicker in a very specific way. Right? And you can see, oh, sea lanterns used to be solid blocks in Bedrock Edition, but they changed that. So just pretend that these are solid blocks and these torches are flickering too. But basically the idea is, if you look at the hoppers, you can see how it works. It's, you know, if you had a shulker box or a chest in front of this, you can imagine they're unlocking in an alternated way, where if you have an item, it's going to basically, the sea lanterns are ruining my demo here. Let me actually flip these so that we can see it in action properly. Okay, there. Now you can see it with these hoppers, right? Where this one tries to pull an item, then tries to push an item in here. All the while, this one stays locked the whole time. And the timing here is perfect, of course. But basically, it'll pull and then try to push. And if it can't go into that chest, then the next one will pull it and try to push it into that. And if it can't go into that, then the next one will pull it and try to push it to that. And that's basically the idea, is you have hoppers that are mostly locked most of the time. And then you have them alternating, getting unlocked enough to pull an item and push an item. And the most kind of efficient, effective way that I found to do that was actually with like observers with torches, so that the torches double blink, so that they can first pull in an item and then try to push the item. And then all of the rest of the logic around here is just like different item dropper elevators so that, because the items have to go vertically down these slices. So basically an item will come in, it'll go fully down one of these slices. If it can't go into any of those boxes, then it'll go up a dropper elevator and go into the next slice and stuff. If you're interested in this, I recommend checking out Silent Whisperer for Bedrock Edition storage tutorials, because that's where I learned a lot of this stuff. And I think this is a modification of a silent design. But there's some really good ones there. I just, I always like to make sure that I like understand how stuff works. So I try to reverse engineer a lot. Okay, I gotta catch up on the chat here. You should name the villagers. It makes the indentured servitude a bit more bearable. That's actually a great idea. I don't know why I never thought to name them. Do you put armor in your villagers? Is it worth it? I have never needed to, because I guess I've just kind of been lucky that my base has been relatively safe. I do magma blocks at the main entrances to stop mobs from walking in. I can show that once we're back in the realm in a second. I was wondering what it looked like back here. Yeah, oh gosh, here we are back in the redstone hell. The mess of redstone behind the sorting blows my mind. Yeah, it's horrible. This is really bad. Part of the reason that the spaceship is, or I don't know, maybe I'll say it differently. Like, one of the challenges that I gave myself when building the spaceship storage system, which we can check out if we want, potentially, was to actually make all the redstone look good. And so to not just have a giant mess of horrible redstone monstrosities back there. What did I come here to do? Oh, right. I have little lines of magma blocks at a place like this. And here as well. And this is just some extra security for these villagers, because mobs won't try to pathfind across the magma blocks. Unfortunately, I think in Java Edition, you can do all sorts of fun tricks, like 3 layers of carpet, or even like carpet over magma blocks will maybe work, but none of that stuff works in Bedrock Edition. I've tried so many different things. The only thing that I've found that consistently stops mobs from trying to walk in here is just fully exposed magma blocks. The arrow texture pack makes me so jealous. Oh, the hopper arrow pack, I assume you mean. Yeah, that's a Bedrock Tweaks thing. I highly recommend Bedrock Tweaks pack. I mean, yeah, if you're an Xbox, obviously you're kind of out of luck, but for anyone else, like, Bedrock Tweaks has a lot of really good resource packs. It's just like, it's like vanilla Tweaks, but ported to Bedrock. You play on PC and Bedrock? I do. Yep, Bedrock on PC in a vanilla survival realm on Bedrock. Should I buy more apples? Can I buy more apples? Oh no, I think I was just here. It's probably not apple buying time again. You could cover it with item frame maps to make it look nicer. That's an interesting idea. I wonder if item frames if it would still work. I'll have to test that, because in my experience, trying to put anything on top of them has pretty much made it so that mobs will just walk right over. But item frames are a good idea. They are a little bit different. I know in Java they're like entities and not blocks, but in Bedrock they like do act more like blocks, so I'm not sure if it'd work. But it's worth a try. It's a good idea. Though, am I gonna make a whole map somewhere? Oh no, my apples are getting too expensive. I'll have to come back when the prices have gone back down. Oh right, there was another question that I really liked about least functional redstone builds, just like for fun, just like fun redstone stuff. That's a really good question. Here's one that I thought of, which is this little pillar of basalt right here. Like, I have this little basalt decoration, and this one is secretly a little basalt farm. Though I guess that is functional, so maybe that doesn't count. All right, we got to think of something better. Speaking of basalt, this one's one of my favorites, where I have a little tent here. Let me get a bow. I have a little tent, and hopefully I have... Yeah, cool. So we'll get some zombie piglins in here. So this is like a little tent that breeds zombie piglins. And then when I feel like I have enough of them, I can hit the button to turn that off. And then as soon as one of them comes out and crosses the pressure plate, it activates a trident killer, which makes them all aggressive to me. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. This is good. I might die, which will make the stakes really high here. So I have to make it across my bridge, and I have to hit this. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. Oh no, I missed. Oh no. It didn't work. And I died. And the piglin stole my stuff. All right, let's go get my stuff back. So that was a horrible demo. But the general idea is that you can blow up the bridge while the guys are chasing you. All right, we're gonna bust out the big guns for this. All right, I'm gonna go get my stuff back before it despawns. I'm glad that was helpful, Loopy. Okay, let's get our stuff back cautiously. Is there a piglin around here that's going to kill me? Pretty sure I'm missing some... Oh, there you are. All right, you took my sword, and you took my armor, and you took my helmet. Which means... you must die. What? This doesn't... does this not do damage? I've had this thing in my ender chest waiting for the perfect moment to use it for ages. This is doing no damage. I thought this was going to be like a one-shot. Man, this is a little anticlimactic as well. All right, I'm over it. All right, let's get our real clothes back on. I should have had my totem equipped for that. That's why I died. Double check we have everything. Oh, I'm missing. Oh no, I'm not. Never mind. Never mind. I got my bundle. Everybody relax. Everybody breathe easy. I've got my bundle of bundles. All right, excellent, excellent. These are the wrong fireworks. I don't want to fly with those ones. I'm missing something. Oh, no, I'm not. It's my scaffolding. And it's right there. Great. Well, that was kind of funny. So what that was supposed to do, which didn't really work the way it was supposed to do because I missed multiple times and then died. But the way it's supposed to work is... Let me just push this button for a second. All right, let's try this again. Let's try again. I'm actually, yeah, I'm shocked that crossbow rockets weren't good. I've like never used that thing. I thought it was going to be way better. I thought it was going to be so good. All right, let's turn our piglin breeder thing back on, and we'll try this again, and hopefully I won't miss this time. All right. Just a couple of them. In theory, you can let this thing run for a really long time and you'll get a ton of them. And it's pretty funny to get just like a massive mob of them chasing you. But here, we got 2 chasing me again, and I'm going to have to just perfectly hit my target this time. Yes. Okay, the TNT's coming. It's going to blow the bridge. Yeah! That was perfect. That was great. And then I can repair the bridge by pushing this button. And because it's just another little secret basalt generator, which is what made me think of this. But that's fun. It's like a little mini game. Also, this is actually where I get most of my basalt from when I need it. Not that tiny little farm over there. Do you have a showroom for different armors? I actually don't really have anything like that. That would be a good idea. That was really good. That was a very satisfying castle defense there. Did you think of the farm after the fact, or did the farm inspire the build? I assume you mean for the for this one here. Yeah, it was. I think it was really the build that inspired the farm. This castle, like I call this the castle terrace area. This was like the first place where I tried out like a new kind of building plus redstone technique of trying to like incorporate the farms into the decoration. And so the basalt thing was one of them. And then this snow pile over here is another one where I can like go over to the snow pile to grab some snow. And as you can see, my inventory is filling up with snowballs now. And that's because there's a little snow farm back there that turns on when you grab some snow from the pile. And then it'll turn back off when I put that back in there, which I think is just super satisfying. And then over here as well, like this little mining, you know, mining thing or whatever is where I can get stone or cobblestone. And then another kind of pointless but cool thing is if I right click on this redstone, we get a beacon in the center of this, which I think looks pretty cool. And it is a haste beacon, which unfortunately like is too fast for this. I think it kind of breaks. It breaks this if I try to just hold it. So it's not perfect, but that was kind of the original idea, was like I would be able to do that to get a bunch of stone, but this little thing isn't really fast enough. The fact that this was all built in survival is crazy. Yeah, I will accept the crazy label. I'm trying to think of other like fun little things. You know, okay, I wanted to do this anyway. This was my super chat goal. We didn't get a super chat, but that's okay, because we got a member. We got a member this stream, which is huge. Thanks again for that, Charlie. So I'm gonna just dump this stuff in here, and we'll act as though we got our super chat goal, and we'll go check out the haunted house, because the haunted house is nothing but fun little redstone things that are just there for fun. Got this. All right, let's go over there. Only the real one's can appreciate what Will's accomplishments. Thank you for saying that. It's kind. All right, so we're gonna go check out an area of this world that is just for fun. I guess there is like one farm there, but mostly just for fun. And I think I've only been there on stream like one time, and it's probably like a year ago at this point. So let's go check it out. This is our main kind of nether area. And I believe the portal that we're looking for is back here. I definitely need to decorate this. Hey, Loopy! Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, now we have no excuse. We're going to the haunted house. Okay. Oh, and oh my gosh, and it's perfect. It's the time of day is perfect. The moon just happens to be perfectly rising over our house here. And I think I have to do this just for you all. Normally, I keep my brightness on 30, which is a B-dub's recommendation, but I'm going to turn it up to 100 just because you won't be able to see anything with the YouTube compression if I keep the brightness too dark. This is a very dark area. I run a tech server, and me and my partner in crime have really been pushing our server mates to start doing farm cover-ups or integrating redstone into builds for immersion. It's a great way to play. I totally agree. I really agree with that. It's just fun. It just makes it more fun to hang out with. So yeah, this is our swamp house. We're gonna go check out the swamp house. I guess I could have got a boat, but we're just gonna swim across. All my boats. I keep leaving all my boats over here, clearly. This is very much inspired by a mythical sausage build tutorial. Another great builder. Something weird is going on with my lecterns. Yeah, I don't know. Some weird texture thing. The textures have been way better today. I think I've hopefully fixed some of my weird Bedrock texture issues that we were having the last couple streams. But yeah, look at this. How creepy is this? How cool is that? Check out the settings padding removal. That's so funny that we need a resource pack for that. I don't understand why they mess with stuff the way they do. All right, so I'm going to have to, let me turn off the music that I had in the background here, because for this, we really need good ambiance. And hopefully the game audio is audible. It's probably pretty low, but hopefully you can hear it. Let me make sure my volumes in here are all good. Okay, yeah, we'll leave music off. Great. Musical blocks, does that include, that includes jukeboxes probably, right? Let's turn that up. Okay, cool. Are we ready to enter the haunted swamp house? Let's do it. Spooky. We, of course, get 13 playing as soon as we walk in. Love that. It is very bright in here with brightness at 100, but I think it's worth it so that you can actually see what's going on. But just for a quick little glimpse, we'll give you a look at like what it, quote unquote, should look like, which is also not having a torch there and not having these torches. This is more like what it's supposed to look like in here. And there's probably even torches in here that aren't supposed to be there, right? Like, yeah, this is what we're going for. But it's a little, I think it's a little too dark. So I'll leave the torches broken, but let's get the brightness up. Okay, cool. All right. Where do we want to go? Right, straight, left, or up the stair? There's also this little door underneath the stairs. Can you guess what's in here? That's right. It's a little Harry Potter bedroom. Because why not? The boy under the stairs. All right. We'll take the stair. I see seeing stairs first. Let's go up the stairs. Oh. Did this door just open on its own? That's pretty spooky. This looks like a child's bedroom or something. And there's like a They've been trying to dig their way out of the wall? What is this? I don't think I like it in here. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going up. Ah! Trick stairs. Trick stairs. It's great because if this pressure plate is what starts 13, so if you fall down the trick stairs and the disc had already ended, it'll start again. I love that. All right, we'll go back up in a second. Introduction to channel. This is a Vanilla Survival Bedrock Edition realm where I just built a bunch of random fun stuff. And right now we are exploring one of the builds in this world, which is this haunted house area. Pretty spooky. This room is also too bright. Some of the stuff is not done. So don't worry about that. But this is like the kitchen. Like a little, there's like a little radiator design. I think this looks kind of cool. Just a loom, a couple looms behind some like acacia trapdoors. If you're looking for a radiator design. I think this living room area looks pretty cool too. It's supposed to be a mirror up over the fireplace. I'm not sure how well that works. When I was building this place, I was really trying to experiment with like thin walls that still have different textures on different sides using trapdoors. So you can see I've got the glazed terracotta for like this weird wallpaper in here. But then this room is just on the other side of a one wide thick wall. But because we have spruce and dark oak trapdoors, it feels like it's a different room entirely, which I think is pretty fun. Hello, welcome. So here's our kitchen table. Here's some unfinished areas. That's dangerous. If you have ideas for stuff to put in some of these unfinished areas, I'd love to hear them. Back hall, coat rack. We gotta hide this stuff. This could be the kitchen. I still have to do this. Kitchen zone. And then a pantry. I like the idea of hanging meats, right? Like a bunch of weird meats hanging from the ceiling on hooks and stuff. That feels like a very horror movie or horror game kind of thing. All right, let's go back out here. Is it daytime now? It is. Unfortunately, the sun is coming up, which is going to kind of ruin the vibes of this place. So I think we'll go down into the basement and check that out, and hopefully we can come back up in a little bit. So yeah, this leads down to the basement, which is way too bright right now. Way too bright. I had to, unfortunately, this place is not like mob proof. So there's a little bit too much light because I had to do a bunch of torch spam around here. But if you imagine, this is more like what it's supposed to look like. There's a lot to be done. Like I think there's a lot more details that this room needs, but the giant furnace I think looks pretty cool. Kind of inspired by like The Shining, you know, just like a furnace that looks evil. I think it's kind of cool. Some little details around, but there's a lot more that I could do like this around here. And then I want there to be more, even more underneath this. I have a lot of ambitions for this whole area, but one of them is like another secret stairway that leads down to an even deeper part of the basement. And eventually, I don't know, there's a lot of ambitions. Like I have this idea for like a whole like maze down there and all this stuff. One thing that's actually pretty cool is that there's right over here, not too far, if I can have an underground maze or something that goes just a little bit in this direction, you'll see why I like this idea. Yeah, there it is. It got me, even though I knew it was coming, it still scared me. Yeah, the Elder Guardian is still here in this ocean monument. And so, or all of them. So the idea of having some kind of underground maze or something where as you're going through it, eventually it crosses that threshold and you get the jump scare, I think could be really funny. If only getting bats in Minecraft was easy. I know. The bat population cap is 2. It's crazy. And you can't reliably breed them, as far as I know. But like maybe there's some way to like name a bunch of bats and get them out of there somehow. I don't know. We'll go back in the house in a second, but I wanted to... Wait a minute, what is happening here? Oh, did I not? I forgot to turn fire tick off. It looks like one of my decorative campfires probably got struck by lightning, which is kind of funny, and started burning. Oh, I'm right, I have mining fatigue. Well, that ender chest is there forever now. While it's daytime, we'll just like take a look at the house from above. I think it looks kind of cool. It's kind of a weird area. There's like random patches of swamp. A lot of this was like pre 1.18 generation. So there's some weird borders to it. But I think it looks cool. And we'll go back in the house. There's a couple other things to look at in there. Not a ton, but just a couple more things. And I have a lot of ambitions. But there's also this cave back here, right behind the house. And in here, I made a little cave, and you can just kind of see that there's a little window that lets the zombies in that zombie spawner see you. And so this little cave behind the house has zombies come out. Just a fun little thing. There's no real purpose to it. It's not like I need the zombies for anything. But it was just perfect that right behind this house where I wanted to, or at least where I wanted to build that house, there's a spawner right there. So there you go. In Bedrock Edition, you don't need to dig out the whole square. It's like a diamond shape. So this actually, there's full spawn radius for these mobs here. And there's one coming to get me, I think. Another little mini game. The zombies come around from behind the corner mini game. I have a bat farm on Minecraft Java. Maybe works in Bedrock too. Your Shulkerbox tutorial helped me a lot, even though I don't speak English. It was super clear. Thanks. You're so welcome. I'm really glad it was helpful. Spelled it awesome. Thank you. Reminds me of Monster House. Yeah, I always think of that joke from that movie. They like walk into the front of the house, which is like its mouth, and they see the chandelier up there, and one of the kids, like the smart kid, goes like, "Oh, that must be its uvula." And then like one of the dumb kids just goes, "Oh, I didn't realize it was a girl house." That's such a good joke. It stuck with me for years. Hello, the Spol Fawn Radius. That's right. I want it to be nighttime again so we can go check out this house, but it's still noon. So I guess I'll go... I'm trying to think if there's anywhere else in the house that we could go that would be dark. And there is like one place, so we'll just go there. We don't need the perfect ambience. Also, we got to get 13 playing again. There are 2 different chats. Yeah, unfortunately, there's both vertical and horizontal stream happening right now. And the way that YouTube works currently is that they are separate and have separate chats. YouTube is working on rolling out a way to have them combined, but unfortunately, if I were to use that right now, it basically just like naively shrinks it to the middle, and so you wouldn't be able to have my face and stuff. So they say they're working on improving the functionality of that. So like hopefully eventually I'll be able to have a single chat, but we're not quite there yet. All right, let's go up the stairs again here, and this time I'm going to go into this room, which in the light of day is not particularly scary, but that's fine. Lots of little balconies out here, which I think are fun. But one thing that is cool about this little room is that they added chiseled bookshelves at some point, and you can see we have a chiseled bookshelf here. And if I grab a book out of here, aha, we get a secret door opening. I love secret doors. It's not possible to get invisible item frames in survival without commands. Yeah, this is, I just use a resource pack that makes all item frames invisible. So yeah, we have a little secret room here, which I think is nicely spooky. And this is meant to be the yellow sign. And I won't say too much about that. It also kind of looks like the Zamorak symbol from RuneScape. I don't know if anybody, if anybody played RuneScape. Like if this were red, that shape. But yes, let us not speak his name. But the reason that this is a little secret room is because there's a magical secret bookshelf here. And if I, or wardrobe, I guess, and if I drop down into this wardrobe, we have, man, I haven't been down here in a while. We have a secret ritual room. Ooh, secret basement ritual room. And this is not just a ritual room. It's also, if I grab my flint and steel here and light this candle, we should start to see. It's a witch farm. It's a witch farm. This whole house was built over a witch hut. And in Bedrock Edition, witch huts just keep spawning witches. So this whole area is a witch farm, as you can see. All the witches are just dropping into our sacrificial hole here, and all of their goodies end up in this barrel. I think right now they're not going in here. They're going into a bigger storage system that's like down below, which I won't bother showing. But this is where I got most of my redstone. Actually, all my redstone. And yeah, look at that. We got witches falling into a ritual hole. There's a trident killer in there, and they're just getting blended up. And of course, we can put out the candle to turn off the farm, and they'll stop spawning. And we came in that way, but if we've also got a nether portal here. So this is actually, if we want to get here quicker, there's a fast way that goes directly to the witch farm. See you, Loopy. Thanks for joining. You could add a dried gas somewhere. That's a good idea. All right, so we can go back up here. We can head back out. Hopefully it's nighttime now. It looks like the sun is just setting or starting to set, so that's perfect. We can head back out through here. We can close that back up. And there's not too much left to show. I think there's like one more floor with some stuff in it. Also, yeah, I have all these, I have this like back deck, which I think looks nice. This all looks moodier at nighttime, so give it a second for the sun to go down. Witch farm is the best early game farm. Yeah, witch farms are great. Especially, like, it seems like in Bedrock, they're easier to make than in Java. What was the Bedrock chunk base type thing you use? Chunk base. Chunk base works for both Java and Bedrock. All right, so the last thing to check out, and let's get 13 going again. The last thing to check out here is the top floor. We're not going back in there. And you may recall, this is a trick staircase. I did a lot of this stuff right after Skulk sensors came out. I was very excited about them. And I managed to sneak a tiny little Skulk sensor piston thing into the wall there. So it's timed kind of perfectly so that when if you're just not thinking about it and you just try to go, you'll fall, which is pretty fun, I think. But of course, if you sneak and go up the stairs, you can make it just fine. And then we have like another little balcony here, looking out over our ocean monument. And this will be the master bedroom. And I don't really know what to do here. Maybe just decorate it like a spooky master bedroom. But this room, I'm extremely proud of. So let's take a look. This is my gross, grody, haunted house bathroom. Right? Toilet with like a whole thing on a chain. I love that. Have you ever seen one of these old-fashioned toilets? Or at least like they're old-fashioned in the US. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't see them very often. But this is just an invisible item frame with a mangrove trap door on it that's rotated a little bit. And it looks just like a pull thing on a chain. I love that you can put item frames on the end of chains. That's super valuable. Honestly, I could even potentially change this with a different type of chain now. But maybe the normal chain is good. But the real highlight of this room is if you go to look in the bathtub. Oh! A little bit of a jump scare in the bathroom here. This is also inspired by The Shining. If you have seen the bathroom scene in The Shining, you know what I'm talking about. But little pop-up thing just to scare you right there. I think that's pretty fun. And that's pretty much it in the haunted house. I have lots more ideas here. I can keep going up. There's a whole other floor that has nothing in it. There's like this big area, which could be something, I don't know. I could fit some redstone down here maybe for some other trap or mechanism up here. I like the idea of like an attic that's like super crowded and cramped, but obviously that's not done at all. If any of you have ideas, I'm all ears for them as well. And then, yeah, you can keep going all the way up. And there's like the top floor balcony, which I think is pretty fun. And I have this idea for something in the basement that I was talking about, where it's kind of a crazy idea, but I want to make a really long hallway that has actually movable walls on either end. So when you go in, you like go into the hallway, go all the way down to the end of the hallway, go into a room. And then while you're in that room, the walls of the hallways like secretly change, or like maybe it shrinks a little bit or grows. And then when you go back out, you think you're going back into the room you were in before, but like that door's gone. And instead you go into like a different room that looks maybe kind of the same, but a little different. And that could like keep happening on either end of this hallway. I was like prototyping it on stream actually, like probably a couple months ago. And we had like a working proof of concept for that. So that's probably the next project here, is like dig down deeper, more into the basement and start making like a weird hallway that's like kind of trippy, and like, the room kind of changes as you're going along. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah, like a creepy maze where the walls are changing. I think that'd be fun. Well, friends, on that note, I think I'm going to call it a stream. Thank you so much for joining me. I've had a lot of fun today. I hope you all have enjoyed as well. I will be streaming again sometime soon. Stay tuned for that. I have been trying to put up the streams, schedule them like a day in advance or so. I did end up having to move this one, but check the page, turn on, subscribe and turn on notification bell if you want to know when it's going to happen. I'm also working on a couple videos. Probably could get something out some point in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that as well. Appreciate all the thoughtful questions and comments, and just, it's always really fun hanging out with you all and picking your brains about this stuff. So thanks for joining me. I am Will Awake. This is our Vanilla Survival Bedrock Edition realm. We're ending things in our haunted house here. Think about ideas. Think about fun ideas for Halloween stuff. Halloween. Haunted house stuff, I mean. We're in our haunted house here. All right. Catch y'all next time. See ya.